backfield, catches it for a touchdown.
Would you
That's
look
going to
at
count
that?
at Evergreen.
Would you look at that?
Cool with the big three. Great. Takes it all the way now. Nice. All right, hey, we want to welcome you guys back to McKenzie Stadium for the second game of our doubleheader tonight at McKenzie Stadium. This time it is a league game, Greater St. Helens League down here, 3A game. The Mountain View Thunder going against the Kelso Highlanders. This game, Ryan, has some big implications in it. I mean, wins and losses are going to determine how they're going to fall out into the schedule here, and who's not might make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is a rare situation where both teams are coming off losses. When they meet up, I mean, both are sitting in prime playoff positions, essentially locking up a playoff spot if they win.
Yeah, sure are.
And if the team that loses, they're going to be in a wait-and-see situation. This is Mountain View's final regular season game of the year. And so that's interesting. So they're going to be sitting and waiting, over the results next week. And this should definitely be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game really being a good game here. Mountain View deferred on the coin flip, so the Kelso Highlanders are going to take the ball over here. Coming out with their starting offense here. The quarterback at the helm there is going to be Marshall Coleman, a senior. And that ball will take a bounce into the end zone, so the Highlanders will take the ball over on their 20-yard line. So just a little bit about what's going on with the Highlanders. How'd they fare last week? What's going on with those guys?
So last week, Kelso lost to Hawkinson 21-14 in a close game. Hawkinson's a great program out there down here in the Greater St. Helens League.
Yeah, they sure are.
They won back-to-back state championships, and so they're a great program out there. They're sitting Kelso's sitting 5-2.
Oh, big run
overall
there by Josh Webb, who is their starting tailback. He's the big man for those guys. He puts up a lot of points, and he puts up a lot of yards whenever he's going to hold on to the ball. They have him listed at 6'1", 180 pounds, so nice-sized kid who's going to be a handful for these guys to hold on to before it's all said and done.
Yeah, so a win here tonight by Kelso would put them in a position to go ahead and claim a share of the league title.
Yeah, it sure would.
A loss puts them they're sitting and waiting, and essentially if Evergreen beats Prairie next week, they're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a big swing, and it's essentially the same outcome for Mountain View tonight as well.
It sure is. Josh Webb there with another carry. Give him 4 yards on that and bring up second down. All right, Marshall Coleman now's got him set up. Shotgun formation. We're going to hand this one off to Webb once again. Webb definitely the workhorse of this program as he gets down to the 49-yard line, enough to move the chains once again. Nate Lohner will be the big fullback. Does a lot of the blocking for him up front, kicking out linebackers, giving Webb some room to run around. All right, here we go once again. Wide open down the middle of the field. Another big run there by Webb. Delmage, number 6, there to make the stop, unable to bring him down as he blows through that tackle and gets another big run. Tell you what, here is the replay. Great kick-out block by the fullback. Delmage there to make the tackle, unable to bring him down. Touchdown saving tackle there made by Kyle Chin, number 13. Loner up the front. Kicks out block. There's Josh finding his way through the middle. Josh is just going to keep driving his legs. I tell you what, 6'1", 180. Nice sized running back who runs hard and runs downhill.
Absolutely. You know, he's definitely the workhorse of this offense. He's leading the team in rushing with 837 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know, he rushed for 144 yards last week against Hawkinson, which is known to have a really good rushing defense.
Yeah, they are. And so he's a handful. He's a load to bring down. Mountain View, generally known for being real disciplined and a good defense, they're going to have a tough time with him tonight. They're going to give it to him again. This time Mountain View there to make the stop right there at the just outside of the 10 yards. Makes it to about the 25. There is a flag, though, on the play. We'll see, and they're going to call holding. That'll be against Kelso, so that will back them up 10. So that will back them up to the 35-yard line, and we'll repeat that down. 2nd and 10. All right, the two wide receivers, Jaden Kay and Nick Miller. Quick pitch out. Josh now steps back inside looking for some more room. They're going to catch him by his jersey, but he is still going to get down to the 30-yard line. Kelso running a more traditional style of an offense with a fullback and a tailback. They do run it out of the shotgun formation, though. Unlike a lot of teams in the league nowadays, they do huddle after every play, take their time.
We certainly do.
Field clock's down to 3 seconds. And they actually had to call a timeout here before they got a penalty and was going to get backed up 5 yards on this one.
Yeah, I think a big storyline of this game tonight is going to be how do both teams manage penalties.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
you're right.
in Mountain View's loss to Evergreen last week, which was a fantastic game. Evergreen comes from behind to go ahead and take it away from Mountain View.
Yeah.
But, you know, even in that game, there was numerous penalties that really hurt Mountain View down the line. And so if both teams can stay disciplined and avoid those, it's going to give them an advantage.
Yeah, I think they'll have a chance. Both these teams have to come out here and play some very, very good football if they want to have an opportunity to write their own ticket. Other than that, they're going to be waiting on somebody else to help them get in. And nobody really wants to be stuck in that position. Once again, Webb's going to take that one right up the middle. On a nice little power play in behind, falls right in behind that fullback. They've been able to move the chains pretty easily. sure something Mountain View is definitely going to have to settle down and kind of, get their wits about them, get their feet back under them, and get this figured out. Going to give it to him again. Webb looking for something outside. This time, there to come up and make a nice stop. That's going to be Alex Ho. Comes up, make that stop. That's probably the shortest yard he got on the carry since this game has started. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Quick pitch out to Webb once again. Webb unable to step through the opening there.
Here we go, and it's a quick pitch out. Webb's looking for a hole. He just doesn't find one. He's still able to go ahead and gain a few on the play.
Malachi Battle there to make the stop. Still able to get 4 yards out of that before he is stopped. This time single back. Nice another quick pitch, looking for an opening. Kind of steps that back towards the middle of the field. He is going to get enough for the first down as he goes down right there at the 12-yard line. So Kelso's offensive line real good and disciplined about putting a hat on a hat and just, nobody's making any big old huge, pancake type blocks or anything like that. They're in the way when they need to be in the way, and they're letting the running back do what he needs to do behind him.
Yeah, they're
find space and step into it.
They're doing their job.
Yes, they are. All right, so trips formation for the first time tonight, down to the wide side of the field. Quarterback's going to keep this one. Bounces it to the outside. Well, it was a wildcat thing. They snapped it straight to Webb on that. Quarterback comes back into the game. Actually, no, that is Josh Webb playing quarterback. So the Wildcat, he's going to keep this one again. Falls in behind the big blocking there of his fullback, Loner. He will get down to the 5-yard line before they stop him, so it'll bring up 3rd down. Kelso with a steady flow of personnel running in and out of the game. There he is. Quarterback is now back in the game. Webb takes his position as the tailback. They're going to give it to Webb again. Webb now is just going to power through. We'll see if they give him the touchdown. They're going to say he's down at about the just inside the 1-yard line. But another nice hard run there by Josh Webb that's going to get him even closer to the end zone. Here is the replay. And he just lowers the shoulder and just keeps plowing through there. Battle there to make the stop to prevent the touchdown. Time Marshall underneath. Going to give it to him again, and this time Webb will go in untouched as he crosses. And Kelso, after running pretty much the entire first quarter out, put 6 points on the board here. We're down to 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Mountain View hasn't even touched the ball yet.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and if that's their game plan, it certainly works, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if
it's
you
gonna-
can march down
it's
the
gonna be a
field
good one.
and kill a quarter at a time, and then score on top of it, I mean,
Yeah,
other
you're
team
making
doesn't
all the
have much
difference
of a
in the world.
chance.
No, not at all. Smith there for the extra point, and he's got it. So Kelso takes the ball on their first possession, the first of the game, runs a good 8+ minutes off the clock and scores, going the length of the field here. Here's that instant replay. Josh Webb is Josh Webb. I mean,
Welcome to the Josh Webb Show.
we're going to be saying his name all night, I do believe.
JW.
Yeah, I mean he's on pace now to have 2+, 200+ by the end of this game.
Absolutely.
Mountain View definitely have to settle in, calm down. They had a big game last week. I'm sure, all that they made that rivalry between Mountain View and Evergreen that much bigger with Evergreen finally getting the win.
Oh, it really
After all
did.
these years, I mean, it's going to make for some interesting stuff in any sport played the rest of this school year, especially basketball season.
Yeah.
And definitely when it comes back around to football next year, I mean, it's going to be something. It's going to be a game.
That'll be a game to circle on the calendar.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You'll definitely want to be here.
Alrighty, so Kelso now ready to kick this off. Come up and be caught right at the 15. Finds a crease. Not able to get there. Closes down right there on him, but he does make it out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Okay, Mountain View riddled with injuries over the last couple of weeks. One thing I can always say about Mountain View and Coach Matheson and his squad is that he always seems to be able to field a team that's going to come out here and compete for you.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really going to be looking to Riley McCarthy, their quarterback, as the leader tonight. So far, he's passed for 856 yards and 9 TDs. And then on top of that, he's rushed for 626 and 10 TDs. So
yeah, he sure has.
He's definitely a dual-threat quarterback.
He is, most definitely. Alec Can, who was not in the game last week, is now back in the game this week as the running back. So that's definitely a starter that they're glad to have back for this week. Slot formation out there to the far side. McCarthy is going to go ahead and take this. Takes initial contact, but he's going to fall forward and get down to the 44-yard line. McCarthy on the keeper once again. And McCarthy is going to get down to the 49-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains.
With as much firepower that both of these offensive, I can't even speak tonight. Offensive, I still can't do it.
Possess. Oh, McCarthy's going to keep that one again. Nice little ride. Kelso does a good job staying home and playing that out well.
Yeah, so as I was saying, both these teams have a great offense. But with the way that both of them like to run the ball, especially run the ball up the middle,
yeah,
we may see a 21-14 game, a 14-7 game.
Yeah, it's possible.
With as much time as they run off the clock, running their offense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, it looks like we're going to get 2 series in this first quarter. Fakes it. This time has his man right up the middle. Makes the big catch down the middle of the field. Dominic Stevens there, as he releases up the field, makes the big catch. Is going to move the chains. And that's the one thing that you have to worry about with Mountain View. And here's that replay. I mean, they'll lull you to sleep with that run. And then there you go. I mean, then they'll be able to drop that one out there at you. Dylan Davis, the free safety, out there to make the stop. Hard count gets those guys off their mark, and they're going to move that ball another 5 yards. So essentially, this has been the first time the clock has been stopped in this quarter. Stopped at 1:20 left to play in this first quarter. McCarthy again looking for, and he's there to make the catch. And a great catch that he does make as he brings it in with one hand. Dominic Stevens, 2 big plays, and now puts Mountain View on the scoreboard. Connor Noah, the corner out there on him, was draped all over him, and he still was able to bring that one in. Good job.
He really was. That was a great play.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been borderline pass interference if he didn't come up with the ball.
Yeah.
No flag was thrown, but he was able to go ahead and make the catch and put up 6.
There's the kick. And we got a tie ball game here at 1:06 left to play in the quarter. Both teams go down the field and put points on the board against each other.
It really did, and Mountain View did it in a different way than what Kelso. Kelso ran it down Mountain View's throats.
Yeah, they sure did.
Just right up the gut, and they were successful with it. Mountain View, which that typically is their game, had 2 big plays through the air, and they were able to go ahead and get their 6. So we're in for an exciting one.
I don't expect this game to take all night since these are primarily 2 big running football teams. Mountain View still, for all intents and purposes, a running team, and they throw the ball when they have opportunities like they just did.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Adams going to run that ball, control that clock, and can keep the other offense off the field. Ready here for the kickoff. Gonna on the hop right there at the 1. Now he's looking for somewhere to go, and kind of puts on the gas. A little patient, maybe a little too much patience there. Looking for somewhere to run to on that one. That was Josh Webb, who was the ball carrier on that play. Looks like he is going to take a breather as he steps out. Noah's now in the game as the tailback. Gonna hand it to Noah. Noah looking for someplace to go. Kind of stutter steps in the hole, but does find 2-3 yards out of it. Okay, so they'll break the huddle here. Kelso to the line of scrimmage. Josh Webb still on the sidelines as Connor Noah is still the lone tailback. I'll give that to Noah again. He has nowhere to go that time. He's going to be stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. Preston Collins, 6'5", 290, big boy, right there in the middle to kind of plug things up.
Absolutely.
And that play is going to end the first quarter here at McKenzie Stadium. We got a 7-7 ball game. Both offenses pretty much having their will against each of these defenses here. So it's going to be if it goes up like this, it's going to be whoever blinks first defensively.
It certainly is, and it's going to be turnovers are going to be huge.
Yeah.
Right. Fumbles, interceptions, or lack thereof. Yeah. We haven't had any yet, but as soon as one occurs, the other teams, if they can capitalize it, that may be the ticket to win this game.
You are absolutely right on that one. I mean, you are watching EPS Sports. This is Rodney Lawrence, Ryan Vassbinder. We're here at McKenzie Stadium here, Clark County. Friday night football, second game of our doubleheader tonight. For you guys who weren't able to join us for the first game, it was Emerald Ridge against Heritage. Emerald Ridge came down here and put in work, 42-8 over the Heritage T-Wolves.
They'll have an enjoyable bus ride home.
They sure will. They sure will. Marshall Coleman now the quarterback in shotgun formation. Nate Lohner still the fullback here. Time the quarterback decides he's going to keep this one himself. Looks like he is going to get a couple of yards out of that one, just shy of the 25-yard line. But there's also a penalty flag down, so it looks like there's going to be a holding call against the Highlanders. Here's the replay. We're going to call holding on number 63. Okay. I'm not quite sure I saw that, but. And that will bring up fourth down. Fourth down and 7 with the holding penalty, so. Webb is also the punter. And he doesn't really get off a good one that time, and that's going to go out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. So the holding penalty, a huge factor in stalling out this drive for these guys, and now they had to kick it, giving Mountain View some pretty good field position. So McCarthy now here as the quarterback. Can now the running back. They're going to give this to Can. Can trying to get upfield. He's not going to get anywhere. Looks like they will give him the line of scrimmage, but that is it. And that, I think, was being a little generous, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It's almost the holiday season.
Yeah. Yeah. McCarthy now looking for a receiver downfield. Has a man open. Not able to bring that one in. Great defense down there by the corner. Dylan Davis. Actually, Dylan playing free safety out there, able to slap that ball out of the air. The intended receiver was Alex Hogan.
Yeah, I think McCarthy definitely felt the pressure on that one as he went to release.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so McCarthy now empty backfield. Alex lines up as the wing, trips on the far side. Drops back to pass, looking for a man up top. This time, Josh Webb there to break that up. Great defensive stand there by the running back / linebacker, it looks like. Oh, no, actually they have him playing rover. So he's just about wherever he needs to be. So great job and great stand there by the Highlanders defense.
Well, I think under the position section for Josh Webb, it just says yes.
Yeah, right. Here we go with the kickoff, with the punt. Miller standing on his 5-yard line. Nice punt. It's going to be a high one. He's going to call for a fair catch. And that's going to hit the helmet. That is going to hit the helmet of the defender. Not real sure he gave him enough room to catch that. He did call for he did signal the fair catch.
He
and
did
then he
signal
got
fair
caught up
catch.
in his. There's the
There's
flag.
the flag.
Yeah. So it does not look like he gave him enough room to be able to catch that ball. Whitecap trying to get it figured out, having a conversation with the head coach down there of Kelso.
So what was a good punt is going to turn into some decent field position for Kelso.
Okay, Webb back in the game on this series. The quick pitch. Webb picks up on the block, and he is going back to what he did the entire first quarter. Is another great run, and making moves off blocks that are set up in front of him. That will move the chains. Nice 10-yard run for the running back. Shotgun formation. They're going to give it to Webb once again. Webb finds another hole. Runs into a brick wall, but only after he's picked up about 7 yards. So another good defense, another good offensive play there by Kelso. Mountain View still trying to figure out a way to stop this young man. Another quick pitch. They're going to hand this ball off to Webb. Webb evades first contact, gets second contact, but he's going to get into Mountain View territory and go taken down at about the 44-yard line. First down and 10.
And we are right back to Kelso's game, just running the football, moving the chains, taking time off the clock.
Yeah, we sure are. We sure are. They do. They tend to run the field clock down into a inside 15 to 10 seconds every time before they take a snap. So. Here for the snap, another handoff. This time Webb's going to get 3 out of that one. Mountain View running in a bunch of personnel, trying to figure out a way to stop this young man in the middle. Well, they set up again. 2 wide receivers. Josh fumbles the football. This time, don't know if it looks like one of the Highlanders were able to fall on that. And we got a penalty flag coming up late, so probably somebody jaw-jacking in there. That football does get away from him. He is lucky enough to have that bounce right back into his arms.
He certainly was.
And then it looks like there's a little extracurricular activity there from possibly one of the Mountain View players that might tack another 15 onto this. Well, maybe possibly against Kelso, because they're the ones doing the backing up. Let's see here. One sportsman against Kelso. So not sure exactly what happened, but the officials picked up on something going on down there, and that'll back them up 15, and we'll put them back into their own territory on a big 3rd down and long that could have been a 3rd and short.
It certainly could have. Now sitting 3rd and long, Kelso's going to have to dig a little bit deeper into their playbook.
There is no play for this. So we come up with trip receivers down here at the bottom of the screen. Direct snap to Josh. And Josh does get back into the territory of the Mountain View Thunder. Can there comes up to make that stop. And Kelso's going to go ahead and punt this football back to Mountain View. Oh, a great job there by Alec Can, who comes from the safety position. Josh Webb put just a little bit too much air into that one. If he'd have kind of put that on more of a rope, that might have that would have been caught and a big play. But hats off to Can there, who comes from that safety position and breaks that play up, forcing Kelso to turn the ball over on downs. And Mountain View getting the ball in some pretty decent field position. Get the ball out there to Can. Josh comes up and makes the tackle for a big loss there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15. Mountain View set up for the play. McCarthy looking to the sideline. Play's been changed, it looks like. And they're going to hand this off. Can nowhere to go on that play. And he is going to lose a couple of more yards on this play and bring up 3rd down and 17. Mountain View now comes up, sets up for their new play here. They kind of have to do like a semi-huddle. Trips on the big side. McCarthy looking for a man coming across the middle and has him. That's Alec Can. Breaks to the outside. Great job there by the receiver out there, number 2. What's his name? Austin Lee. He could have definitely made a hit on that and got all of that called back, but he just kind of ran interference. Realizes that he had missed the opportunity, and he just has to leave him alone. Kobe Cooper, the corner out there, makes the tackle. But nice big play there for Mountain View on the McCarthy and Can connection. There it is again. This time Can's able to be successful on that play and makes it out to the 25-yard line. So now they break the huddle here in a tight trips bunch down here at the bottom. And we are going to get a penalty flag. Looks like we've got movement. And with that 5-yard penalty will bring up another first down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, these penalties are really starting to add up for Kelso.
Yeah.
It's put him in a tough spot.
So empty backfield. McCarthy's going to take the ball. He finds some room on the outside. Misses the first one. Stiff arms for the touchdown. As McCarthy runs away from the strong side of the field, falls in behind his pulling guards, and he's got 6 more points on the board. 5:05 left to play, and Mountain View takes the lead.
Yeah, he does a great job here to get to the outside, and he's patient enough to let that hole develop.
Nice little stiff arm on the lineman, number 63 there. Unable to wrap him up, and he just runs away from him into the end zone. And with that play, that brings the score 14-7. So now Mountain View regains the lead, or I should say takes the lead here. 5:05 left to play in this first half, and we've got a ball game here of 14-7. So Kelso not able to find an answer for what Mountain View has been able to put up. Coaching staff mixing these plays up pretty good between run and the pass.
They certainly have. We're definitely not seeing the same weight of rushing to pass plays that we have seen in weeks past from Mountain View.
No, Coach Matheson always has a good game plan in place, and he's always going to have something going out there that's going to put his boys at least put his boys in the way of being successful out here. And we've got the kickoff. And that was going to land in the end zone, so Kelso will take the ball on the 20. So big defensive series here for the Mountain View Thunder. They definitely want to put in another stop, 3 and out if they can. To give their offense an opportunity to get back on this field and score some more points.
Yeah, if Mountain View can get a stop here, it definitely puts them into the driving seat, or in the driver's seat of taking this game.
Going to give that to Webb. Webb trying to find some room to the outside. He's only going to get about a yard. Mountain View does a good job of keeping him in check on that play and bringing up 2nd and 9. Huddle broken. Lohner moves to the far side, making the strong side. Has a man out there in the open for the catch. Mountain View does a great job rallying up to make the tackle. And they'll get a short gain out of that, and they'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Coleman out. Quick pitch out to the running back. Josh Webb looking for some opening. He is going to find some space, and he is just going to run away from the crowd as he gets down in there and gets in there for the touchdown. Big run there, 80-yard touchdown for Josh Webb. I don't know what else to say.
That kid is amazing.
Great job
you
there.
See it here.
Look how he cuts back inside, breaks through tackles. That's Delmaz trying to get him there at the end, unable to get him as he just takes that all the way in for 80 yards for the touchdown. Great job there by Josh Webb. Smith here, opportunity to tie the game up. And once again, we have got ourselves a tie ball game. 3:30 left to play in the half. 14-14.
It's definitely been exciting so far.
Yes, it has.
It is living up to the hype. These two schools both vying for playoff position, winning they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, unofficially, Josh Webb's got to be close to about $170 in yards right now. 2 touch. Yeah.
Yep.
He's got to be. Well, here's the deal. Last week, Mountain View allowed 40 points to be scored on them.
They certainly did.
So if you kind of look at that, the defense has struggled a little bit in late. Generally, a Mountain View team is not comfortable giving up that many points in a game.
No, not at all.
Kelso squibs it. It's going to keep it on the ground. It'll get picked up right there by Battle. Battle does make it to the 35-yard line before he runs into contact. I make a correction. That was not Battle. That was Jarrell McDade, number 87. One of the upbacks. Picks that one up off the carpet and tries to get a couple yards out of it. Trips formation down here in the boundary. McCarthy's going to take this ball again on the far side. That is the same play he just scored the touchdown on. They're going to run it again and get some good yards out of it. He'll make it down to the 44-yard line, bring it up second down and a little bit to go. This time they're going to give it to Alec Can. Alec reverses field there. Kind of cuts back in across the grain, gets some good yardage, gets himself into the Kelso territory. And that's going to bring another first down for the Thunder. This time gets that ball out to Delmaj. Alec Can there to try to make a big block to help his buddy get some more yards. Well executed play there. He's going to get down to, looks like the 43-yard line. McCarthy now has him set up. McCarthy decides to keep this one himself, and he'll get down just almost down to a first down. We'll see where they spot this, and they are going to give him the first down.
Mountain View's definitely looking to go ahead and manage the clock at this point in time with a minute 33 and ticking left in the first half. McCarthy takes it. He rolls out to his left. He fires it. He finds Delmage, who's going to go ahead and get into the end zone. Waiting for him to signal. No, they're going to call him out of bounds, it looks like. Out of bounds on the 4-yard line. It's a great throw by McCarthy. Here he sees McCarthy just rolls out, plants and fires. Delmage makes a great catch, and he steps out just at the 4-yard line. McCarthy under center. Hands it off to Alec Can, who goes ahead and gets across the goal line for 6. And that is going to put Mountain View on top, 20-14, awaiting the extra point attempt. Mountain View flexing a little bit, showing their offense that they have through the air and on the ground.
What was that?
We've got Jude Millette with extra point attempt here. Snaps good, holds good, and it is through the uprights for the extra point. Mountain View 21, Kelso 14. Here's a replay of Alec Can finding the hole and getting across the goal line. Well, I tell you what, McCarthy has been able to show us tonight that he is able to be accurate through the air, finding his receivers in opportune times to make big plays.
Let's go over, turn right and put Noah on the right side.
So here we go. We've got a minute 14 remaining left in the first half. Jude Millette setting up for the kickoff. Two returners for Kelso, sitting on their 4. Big kick, and that one is going to be fielded at the goal line. Turner there looked to be Connor Noah. He's going to go ahead and make it out to the 17-yard line with a minute 8 remaining left in this first half. And Kelso is going to go ahead and do their best to even the score before the half. Kelso with 2 timeouts remaining left in this first half. And Kelso is going to go ahead and use their second timeout as they develop a game plan of how to march the ball. "77 yards down to the other end in the next minute 8.
Got anything on that last play?
All right, here we go. So we got Josh Webb in the Wildcat. 68 seconds remaining in the half. Josh Webb takes it to the outside. He breaks it down to his left, and he gets brought down. It's like a 34-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. He gets out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock with 1 minute remaining. Kelso with one timeout left in the half. Another direct snap to Josh Webb. Cuts it back inside. He's going to be brought down at the 38-yard line. That clock is going to continue to run. We got 2nd down and 6. With Marshall Coleman now back in the shotgun. Slot receivers on one side, sends one man in motion. And Connor Noah is going to be brought down with a gain of a yard. 39-yard line, clock continues to run. We've got 9 seconds left. And it appears that is going to go ahead and run out the clock. We've got halftime here at McKenzie Stadium. Mountain View on top, 21. Kelso, 14. It's been an entertaining one. We're going to send it down to the truck. Matt, Rodney, take it away.
Matt Griffin here, the executive producer of EPS Sports, brought Rodney Lawrence down from the press box.
Yep.
This is a great football game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Just as we're starting to talk about Kelso racking up some penalties, they calm things down.
Yeah, they do. They do.
We get a tie game. Kelso's up, Mountain View's up, and the late touchdown for Mountain View. Great game.
Oh, yeah. We talked about earlier, me and you a little bit earlier, about how we thought this was going to be a good game like this, and they're just going back and forth. I mean, you can't say enough about the young running back out there,
If
Josh
you visited
Webb,
an Evergreen Public
Kelso.
Schools
This young man
campus
has
this
got
year, or even
well
driven
over,
past one, you may have
160,
seen this.
170 yards right now.
All right, now we're back.
Now we're back, okay. So like I was saying, Josh Webb's doing a great job out there. He's got at least 170, unofficially, especially with the big 80-yard run that they had just a little while ago. But Mountain View is bouncing back, and they're staying in the game. And so, it's going to be back and forth, and whoever has the ball at the end of the night.
Okay, we're going to see if we can roll some highlights from the first half and keep talking
Okay.
here. What does Kelso need to do to answer to that last touchdown from Mountain View?
A lot of times they're just going to have to stay home. I mean, Adam is known for that deceptive kind of an offense. He runs the ball, and then they throw one. There you go right there. They throw that big pass and kind of catches everybody off guard. They're just going to have to play their positions and make tackles.
Now, as we watch, I think this is Mountain View's second touchdown.
Second touchdown, yeah.
We're talking about playoffs now. This is an important game.
It is. And here's a big run there for Josh Webb. Just a great 80-yard run there for that young man, and just gets out there and gets in front of everybody. I think the one thing that both teams need to worry about is, like you said, we're getting close to the playoffs, and defensively, both teams need to be a little worried.
When it comes time to playoffs, any adjustments you think Mountain View Kelso would make, depending on who wins this game?
Well, both teams are hoping they can come away with a win tonight and write their own ticket. Nobody wants to wait for somebody else to have to do anything. It gets kind of convoluted if one of the teams loses. Prairie is sitting out there waiting for everything to take care of everything else.
All right. So since the truck seems very anxious to roll this next package, we'll turn you loose, and we'll have
looking
more
forward to the second half.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Rodney.
If you visited an Evergreen Public Schools campus this year, or even driven past one, you may have seen the signs. Signs with messages like, "Don't give up," "You are not alone," and "Your life matters." This Signs of Hope campaign is part of a partnership with a local nonprofit, Our City Cares, aiming to combat suicide.
I think it's important for us to use every platform available to us to make sure that community members, including our students, are aware that we actually care about them. Not only inside of the building, but out in the community too. Sometimes it's too much for a student to come into a building just to get that positive feedback. And hopefully by seeing these signs and banners that they see around the community, they will be able to read them, take some positivity from them, and change the course of any plan that they might have.
Our City Cares was launched by Cheryl and Joe Stevens, who lost their son John to suicide in 2016. They turned their grief into hopeful action, spreading the message that for people in turmoil, your life does matter, and you are not alone. Their partnership with Evergreen Public Schools and other local school districts is aimed at giving students and community members uplifting messages and resources in times of crisis.
The intent is to provide information that might not readily be available to a student in times of crisis, that they can't have a face-to-face conversation with somebody, so they see these messages and make a mental note of the telephone number and realize there's another way for them to seek help rather than going face-to-face with somebody, that they can actually reach out via telephone or text or another mechanism.
And that's the message of these signs of hope, that you can and should reach out in times of crisis. Your life matters.
Welcome back here to our halftime show. Construction crews are making great progress on 3 brand new elementary schools being constructed as part of the Envision Evergreen Facilities Bond. My partner Craig Burnback recently paid a visit to Sifton Elementary School to visit with Principal Angie Mitchell, and they took a tour of the school taking shape right behind the current one.
Hello and welcome to this Envision Evergreen update. I'm Craig Burnback and I'm joined by Sifton's principal, Angie Mitchell. We're at your site and you've got walls up. That's got to be exciting.
It's very exciting. We've been able to watch all of this from the first day of school. Everything has gone up right in front of our eyes.
And when you check out the walls, what are you imagining?
Oh, it's exciting. Everything, flexibility, lots of different ways to use the space. New, innovative, completely different than what we're living in right now.
All right, let's go check out one of those innovative spaces, the Commons. All right, Angie, we're walking out here to the Commons area, and this is a big space for you in the school.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. We don't have anything like this right now. This right here is our cafeteria. Mainly, we can have breakfast in here for all of our students. Right now, they eat in their classrooms. And it's also where we'll have lunch outside of where we're currently eating in our gymnasium. So we have a completely separate space for the gymnasium. In this space, we can also have our assemblies anytime we want them. Right now in our school, any opportunity for an assembly competes with PE time and eating time.
And while this open space is a wonderful learning opportunity, students spend a lot of time in the classroom. So let's go check out your new classrooms.
Okay, great.
All right, we're walking into this classroom, but this is actually 2 classrooms.
Right. So this is 2 classrooms. This is something we're really excited about. This is 1 classroom, so you could have the wall closed and have traditional 2 classrooms, or you can open it up, which allows us a lot of flexibility with teaching and with learning with students. So this is an opportunity we haven't had at our previous building in order to teamwork together. And so we're really excited about that.
And the windows.
Yeah. So in between, you'll notice when you get into each classroom, there's a huge window on one side, and that sunshine goes right through the glass doors into the learning street, which go straight through with visibility into the next classroom and the windows that match on the opposite side. So you can imagine all the sunlight that'll be coming through our school.
Which is awesome. Another thing that's awesome is the new media center. We got to go check that out.
All right.
Let's go. Angie, we're here at the media center, and this is a good view for us because this will be all windows, right?
Yes, from the floor all the way up to the ceiling, windows all the way across the media center to bring in lots of natural light for our kids, and really a place where we have the state-of-the-art technology. It's in the heart of the building. You can see all the way through to the entrance of the schools.
All right, and your library in your current school
built in 1958.
Right.
So this is
right.
going to be much different for the students and a lot of new things.
Yes, yeah, it was so separated. Our current library has been so separated from each of the classrooms. So this is right here in the middle of the school. You can see that our floors are going to be heated. We are really active in the library. You'll see kids laying on the floor reading books, and we want to make sure that they're comfortable and enjoying the books that they're checking out every week.
So much done, but so much to be done. We'll keep checking in with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And of course, we want to thank Angie Mitchell for her hospitality during that tour, and the folks from RNC Management and Pence Construction for putting it all together. Now, since Mountain View is the home team tonight, I want to show you something cool that some Mountain View choir students got to do a couple weeks back. They won an online radio contest for a chance to sing with legendary rock band Foreigner. The band was kind enough to let us record their performance and share it with you as we head into the second half of tonight's game.
Will you sing this next song with us? Will you sing it? Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. Yes, it makes me feel good. Lets me know we're all on the same page, reading from the same beautiful book about love, about truth. look great, you sound great, and I hope you had a great time, all right? Thank you guys, thank you. And I also want to remind everybody out there about the constant lack of funding for school music programs. So it's up to you, get on social media, talk to your politicians, talk to your school board, and keep these creative dreams alive, all right? Make some big noise for them on the way out. Thank you guys, come on now. Keep it up for them, keep it up, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going for them. Keep it going. Mr. Tom Gimbel.
Open in the middle of the football field, catches it for a touchdown.
Would you look at that? Evergreen. Would you look at that?
Cool with the big three. Great. Takes it all the way now. Nice. Hey, we want to welcome you back here to the second half of the Mountain View Thunder and the Kelso Highlanders. We've got ourselves an exciting football game here, folks. Points scored right before we go into the halftime, putting Mountain View on top for the second time tonight, 21-14. We're here at McKenzie Stadium. Rod Lawrence, Ryan Vassbinder here on EPS Sports. Great night of football. We're having fun. This is the second game of our doubleheader. First game tonight, if you guys weren't able to join us for that, the River Ridge Jaguars came down from the Puyallup area and put in work against the Heritage T-Wolves, putting them down 42-8. So nice bus ride back home. We kind of talked about it on the way. Now Kelso trying to get themselves back on top after they lost the lead here in that first half of play. So 21-14, the score. Mountain View starts off with the ball, and we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, we certainly will. You know, I mean, the story of the first half was definitely the offense of both sides.
Yeah.
You know, Josh Webb of Kelso definitely running the ball. He's got to be close to 200 yards rushing at this point.
Yeah, already.
So far
yeah.
in the first half. The Mountain View offense has played great. You know, Alec Can getting the TD right before halftime. Riley McCarthy doing his thing under center. It's just been a great first half of football.
Yeah, it sure has. And we are ready for a great second half as we get that ball kicked off. Can is going to pick it up at the 5. And he's not going to get much more than that as the Kelso Highlanders descend on him right there at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. So kind of talked about it here a little bit, like you talked about. The first half was all about offense. The second half really and truly is going to be about the defense.
It's going to be about defense. It's going to be about clock management.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Started off with an empty backfield. McCarthy is all alone. Slot receivers on either side. Delmage lined up in the wing on the far side of the field. Field just kind of opens up in the middle, but just kind of closes down on him. He'll make it out to the 14-yard line. Before he is stopped. So up to this point, every time the backfield has been empty, McCarthy has kept the ball himself. I'm waiting for him to throw a pass out of that and kind of catch everybody's sleep. And there we go, there. There's Alec with the ball right there in the middle of the field. Makes a nice catch, brings it down at the 35-yard line. And here's the replay. Alec just kind of settles down in a soft spot in the defense and makes the catch. And moves the chains. Empty backfield once again. Also set up in a cover 3 defense. McCarthy's going to sign to pick this up. Gets through the line of scrimmage. Is going to make it down to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 5. This time Alec Can lines up in the backfield. Dominic Stevens lined up in the wing position. We're going to give this one to Can. Can's going to get down to the 43-yard line. We bring up 3rd and short. All right, this time, slot receivers down here at the bottom. Kelso's defense rallying to make tackles up and keeping everything in front of them, but still allowing them to get some good yardage here. McCarthy able to get a couple out of that, but it will be enough to move the chains. 1st down and 10 from the 47-yard line. It's a little reminiscent to how Kelso started off the first quarter, isn't it?
It really is. You know, we've done Mountain View a couple times this year, and we always talk about their ability to adapt at halftime.
Yeah, you sure have. You sure have. Well, we got a penalty flag here. Let's see what's going to happen. Encroachment on the defense, so somebody lined up in the neutral zone. That'll give them another 5 yards, bring up 2nd down, well, 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10.
So it's always fun to see what Coach Matheson comes up with at halftime. He changes his look just a little bit,
yeah,
and he's usually very successful in doing so.
Get it out there to Can. Can gets a good little run. And it looks like he is going to get enough for the 1st down. Looks like he's going to get run out of bounds. About the 42. That will be enough to move the chains. Whitecap is signaling the 1st down. Chain should be moving as we speak. McCarthy keeps the ball, breaks through. He's back into the open, swings it back to the far side of the field. He is not going to be caught. Mountain View goes up by 2 scores. 8:58 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
There we go.
Yes, there we go. There's the Mountain View that we didn't see last week.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
And they just came through here. I mean, McCarthy just, nice running. Cuts that back up field, and it finds the open space, and nobody is out there that's going to be able to chase him down. So great job there by the Mountain View offensive line, who in games of past, I've given them a whole lot more credit than I'm giving them tonight. But, they're consistent about blocking and creating holes and space for those running backs to get into.
Yeah, they really are, and that was where they lacked last year.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a whole lot going offensively. I mean,
Well, 35 points. They put an offense out there, but they defensively, they just, they couldn't stop anybody.
Right.
But we're also talking about, Zion Griffin's nothing to sneeze at. He had a pretty good ball game that day.
He certainly did.
And so did Monda. So both of those guys, who at the end of the day, if those two come to play, Evergreen's a tough team to beat.
Right. Here we go. So Kelso's going to go ahead and receive this ball. They're going to want to try to get on the board in the second half as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they sure are. We'll see if they're going to come out. If this second score has pulled them out of what they do. If their game plan. We'll see if they start trying to throw the ball around the yard. A little sense of urgency. They do need a quick score, but they don't have to throw the ball. All they got to do is give it to Josh Webb, and he can get a quick score for them too.
Right.
So, Webb takes a big pop there as he settles in, trying to decide on where he wants to go. Mountain View's definitely fired up right now.
Oh, yeah, no, they're calling a fumble, Rodney.
Oh, did he say he dropped the ball?
Josh Webb has dropped the ball. Mountain View recovered. Mountain View's going to take this over on the 11-yard line.
Good job. Let's see here. Oh, he sure did drop the ball. Great shot there. That's V.A. Ely, number 44. Mountain View now in a position to put the nail in the coffin here. McCarthy now. He is going to, well, they're going to blow this play dead. And we'll see what's going on here with the Whitecaps. Got the call. Also, we've got movement from Mountain View, so they're going to back them up 5. So they're going to back them up 5. Put the ball down there at the 16-yard line, looks like. And the officials will now wind the clock. McCarthy now in the backfield alone. He's going to go ahead and take this one. Oh, nice little miss there. Simon Kelso's all over that play. Doesn't allow him to get much of anything. That'll bring up second down. I think they do give him the line of scrimmage, so no movement from the box down there, so they'll make it 2nd and 15. So now Trips now down here at the bottom. Going to stop. Got a man coming across the middle. Unable to bring that one in. Alec Can, the intended receiver. He was open.
He
just didn't step into that one and put it on him.
Kelso brought pressure. He was definitely able to go ahead and affect.
Yeah, they sure were.
McCarthy's ability to go ahead and throw that ball on target.
McCarthy now set up again. Empty backfield. And we've got more penalty flags. Not quite sure what went on here. We got a delay of game. Oh, Mountain View called timeout before they were going to get penalized for the delay of game. So good call there on the coaching staff. Well, Mountain View definitely has the momentum.
They certainly do.
In this quarter, the way they came out playing, the way they moved the ball down the field in that first series to score. A great special teams pop created a turnover. You alluded to earlier that turnovers could definitely be the nail in the coffin, and that looks like that could possibly be what could go on here if Mountain View could. Now, they seem to be going the opposite direction right now, but if Mountain View can go ahead and put this in, it'll definitely change the game plan of Kelso.
Well, it absolutely will, and I think with Kelso, they can still go ahead and go to Josh Webb, but they're going to have to go to a more of a different style of offense where it's going to be a little bit more maybe like a quick pitch or a rollout, get him out into the flat so he has the ability to get out of bounds. They're going to have to manage this clock.
Yeah.
And they can't do that by continuing to just run up the middle, especially if they go down 3 scores.
Right, exactly. You're exactly right. The clock will become their enemy if Mountain View is able to get this next score. Another pass, Alec. Oh, and this time we have got an interception. Just one too many times to that well, and that's their safety, I do believe. Is able to just kind of drop down. No, that's the corner. Kobe Cooper just kind of sits back into that and kind of waits, kind of watches Alec. And you kind of look at McCarthy. He kind of zeroed that one all the way in. He didn't take his eyes off of him. So another big turnover here, giving Kelso an opportunity.
Turns out the only thing lost on that turnover from Kelso is the loss of time.
Yeah, it sure is. And there's Josh Webb. I'm sure he is just going to have to make sure he holds on to the ball. He's going to make it down to the 20-yard line. Looks like he lost his shoe, so he's going to have to come off the game.
Both of them.
Looked like he lost both of them, so. I'm sure they're asking him to get those shoes on as quick as he possibly can because they need him back in the game. Connor Noah now in the game for him right now. Quarterback decides he's going to keep that. Mountain View's all over that one. And it looks like he might even lose a yard on this couple. Ball back on the 19-yard line. Brings up 3rd down. Webb still has not come back into the game.
His shoes were probably double tied.
Yeah. Coleman there to take the snap. Quick pitch out. And they step up right now, and I do believe that is going to be Delmage. It is. Comes out from the outside there and comes up and makes the stop. Forcing Kelso to punt this ball away and giving Mountain View some pretty decent field position.
Yeah, they certainly will.
Nice open field tackle there by the young man.
We did see a fake punt from Josh Webb in that first half.
We did.
I mean, they are deep in their own territory. This is definitely a dangerous situation to go ahead and try to pull that off again.
This time he kicks that one not very well. We get a little bit of a roll out of it. And it looks like they're going to down that right there at the 49-yard line. So Mountain View's going to take the ball over on the Kelso 49. So great field position. Mountain View tends to do very well with short fields.
Yeah, they certainly do.
All right, McCarthy has him set up. Can there back in the backfield with him. This time McCarthy's going to keep this one himself. He finds open field once again. This time he's going to make it down to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Nice run. Just the blocking up front. Can throws a great block on the linebacker that frees up the extra space for McCarthy to get all those extra yards. So the Mountain View line and the backs throwing some blocks downfield, helping to move this ball down. This time McCarthy keeps it. Great mesh. He holds on to it a very long time, so he does a real good job reading. Seeing that everybody was going with Alec on that play, he pulls that back out and gets a nice little run out of it. So we got an automatic first down here for Mountain View. Still trying to make sure they've got everything taken care of here. Okay, well, official's going to wind the clock. Okay, so the flag and the box out there says that it's 2nd and 5. So here we go, another quarterback keeper. And this time he is going to get drugged down by his jersey. Or he may have got away again for another touchdown.
He was certainly on his way.
Hunter Leader, number 15, is the one who did the shirt tackle that saves that touchdown. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line. This time it's going to be a bad snap, and Mountain View is going to pay for that one pretty good. They're going to lose a lot of yards on this play.
And I think McCarthy was lucky there to be able to come up with that.
Yeah, he sure was. He sure was. Trips on the bottom of the screen here. This time McCarthy looking for an edge. He is not going to find it as the Kelso defense strings that out and actually loses some more yards for that, bringing up 3rd down. So they're set up again here. Slot formation down here at the bottom of the screen. Arthur drops back for a screen play. Cooper comes out there and breaks that screen up. Actually almost picks that off for an interception. Read it well.
He certainly does.
So here's the play. And he is right there in Alec Cann's face to break that play up. So now trips formation here. Can lined up on the inside. He's looking for Can down the field, and that is going to get picked again by Cooper. This is Cooper's 2nd interception of the night. Going to get back to the 30-yard line. He was running stride for stride with Can on that one and pulled that one out of the air.
He certainly did. And for the 2nd time in this half, Kelso's able to avoid, give up good field
Yeah.
Mountain View. And coming out unscathed.
McCarthy may have tried to force that one in there. He was covered. Cam was covered pretty good.
He certainly was.
You know. Yeah, he was covered pretty good on that one. He was he was expecting Can to do something probably a little more athletic than Can was able to do at the time. And here we go. Quarterback keeper on this one. He is going to get yard, maybe 2 out of that. Josh Webb's might be back in the game there. He's the running back, and he is. Going to give this to Webb. Webb's looking for some information, some room, some real estate. He finds it. And he's going to get down to the 42-yard line. That will be definitely enough to move the chains. Webb's going to come back out of the game. Not quite sure where they keep taking that young man out of the game, but I'm sure they got a plan.
He did a great job there to keep his feet moving after contact.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. All right, so we've got a pass play here for the first time, and the ball is not going to be. The ball's not going to be caught. Looks like somebody wasn't real happy with that contact after the catch. Jaden Kay, the intended receiver. First time they threw the ball tonight on a nice little out route, and Caden now able to bring that one in. It's a big miss. Those guys definitely needed to make that catch. Josh breaks out into the open. Nice stiff arm. And he is going to take a big pop there by Alec Can, but only after he gets a lot of yards on that play. Nice hard run there by the young man. Kind of gets in there. Steps to the outside of that. Nice stiff arm there. Can gets down underneath him and makes that stop. Josh Webb once again straight up the middle of the field to get the 10 yards. And he is going to get enough to move the chains. Down to the last 40 seconds here, and Mountain View is going to call a timeout. Well, we're down to the last 40 seconds of this third quarter. Kelso on the move for this is the best series they've had in this quarter, and they desperately need it. Their defense has stepped up, but it looks like both defenses have kind of stepped up a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, they certainly have. And with the way that the Kelso defense has been playing in this quarter so far, they're able to get a score here. They're definitely still they're still in this game. They're moving the ball well downfield. Josh Webb, once again, he's had a couple great runs for big yards. And they're definitely within striking distance.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. And he's right there for the catch, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Face guarding, I guess, is something that kind of looked like it was face guarding. Still kind of suspect on that rule.
Yeah, but he almost caught this on the back of his
defender. He sure did. He sure did. Yeah.
I've only seen that. There. I've only seen that play made one other time, and it happened to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. All right, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Good shot though. It's a good play to go for it all. We're gonna hand this ball out. Oh, misses that first tackle there, but Mountain View does a good job stringing that play out and doesn't allow him to find the edge. There's a penalty flag there, so it's in the holding territory. So we'll see if that's gonna back him up 10 more. And here's a replay here. Mountain View does just a great job of stringing this play out and not really giving him any place to run. Can out there at the end makes the tackle. Second down and 22. Quarterback trying to pick a spot. Not going to get as much out of this as he thought possibly he was going to. I mean, I think you kind of got to run that one like a screen. You kind of got to invite the D-line up the field so you can kind of, find you some spaces to run. And with that play, that is going to run the time out of the third quarter. Mountain View's on top, 28-14. Kelso definitely sniffing for some points right now.
They certainly
just started for this fourth quarter. Well, good. I would say on both teams, good chalk talks, good halftime conversations to kind of discuss what went wrong in the first half and kind of make sure that we're not at least making those same mistakes.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, I agree with you. Both teams have really cleaned some things up defensively, and this has been a fun half.
Yeah, sure has. Kelso still in this game, only 2 scores down. When you got an athlete like Josh Webb on the team, 2 touchdowns is not enough to.
It's 2 plays.
Consider that. Yeah, exactly. 2 plays and possibly 5 seconds.
Right.
So not a whole lot of time needs to be run off the clock for that young man to get that ball into the end zone. So Mountain View's definitely going to have to keep that defense as stiff as it has been in that third quarter. Kelso looking to throw the ball. Nice little run there by the quarterback. He's gonna lose some yards on that play, but I like how he was not afraid to lower that shoulder and run through that tackler down there.
No, he's not. I mean, not only does he play quarterback, he plays DB on the defensive side of the football, so he's not afraid to make a tackle.
Yeah, not at all. Well, this does bring up 4th down. Looks like they're in 4-down territory. Doesn't look like they plan on kicking it. Josh Webb lines up now in the slot formation. Has a man open out there. He's not going to be able to do much as they ride him out of bounds and stop the clock. That is 4th down, so Kelso does turn the ball over on downs. that play right there just kind of lets you know that this is not a team that's used to throwing the ball down the field.
No, they're not.
A lot. I mean, you need 12 yards, and you throw it to the guy who runs the quick out.
Right.
When there was a guy who ran up the field, that probably would have been a better bet.
Which the few times Marshall Coleman has thrown the ball tonight, he's got a good arm on him.
Yeah,
he can definitely throw the ball.
Mm-hmm. McCarthy and Can in the backfield. McCarthy's going to go ahead and take this one himself. Just sheer determination, he is going to get some yards out of this play. Makes it all the way to the 25-yard line. So it looks like Josh Webb is spying on Alex Can and making sure Alex, because every time they run this mesh play, he hits Can regardless.
Right.
So I think that's just his job, is just to make sure he hits Can every single time. McCarthy now takes that on the outside. He's just going to lower his shoulders and just fall forward on that one. Gets a couple. Shot there of the Kelso cheerleaders, still cheering their squad on. All right, more formation. Battle lined up there as a tight end. McCarthy's going to keep this one himself too. He will get down to the 35, 34-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains.
Just continuing to chip away at that first down marker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it. They do a real good job at, 3-4 here, 4-5 there.
Yep.
And just kind of just moving the ball down the field. This time it looks like there might have been some kind of problem there, but McCarthy tries to make a little something out of nothing. It looks like there might be a little breakdown between him and Can. Can thinking the ball was going to be given to him. McCarthy took it. Bring up 2nd and 9. Okay, so they're ready now. Back to the line of scrimmage. Set up again. 28-14. Mountain View trying to put some more points on the board here. Flies sweep. He does find the edge. Gets around that corner. He's going to get some good yards out of that. Going to bring up 3rd down. Alex Hung. So this way, 3rd down, 4 to go. McCarthy now sets in under center on this play. Going to hand that off to the big fullback, who is not going to have anywhere to go. Contact as soon as the ball is handed off to him. So with that play, that'll bring up 4th and 3. Big opportunity here for special teams for Kelso. Receiver sitting on the 20, and we have got a delay a game penalty against the Thunder. So that'll back them up 5 more.
I almost wonder if that was on purpose. I mean,
just running some time off the clock.
Running time off the clock. Millett can, if he gets a hold of one and gets a decent bounce, he was definitely within range of hitting.
Oh, and they blocked it. And now they're going to scoop and score as they get the touchdown. Kelso blocks it on the special teams as they send the whole squad down there to block that one and are successful.
They were successful. There we go. So Kelso is able to go ahead and put 6 up on the board and makes this a 1-score game.
They sure do. Number 37. What's his? What's that young man's name? I can't see it over here in the
Eli Keithley.
Eli Keithley there for the block, and we'll give him the credit for the scoop and score too as well, as he gets into the end zone and goes down, and now Kelso now within a touchdown of tying this game up. Well, there you go. And that could be the difference in this ball game.
Certainly could. Certainly could.
All right. Well, with that being said, special teams playing a big role tonight.
It certainly is. You know, and we've had turnovers on both sides of the ball in the second half. We talked how turnovers could be the difference maker. Each one of those turnovers really haven't turned into anything.
Yeah.
And now what we're talking about that could be the difference in this game is a missed extra point.
Yeah, sure could be. Sure could be. All right, so both teams on the field. Kelso going to kick the ball off to Mountain View. Everybody figuring out what side of the field they're supposed to be on. Kelso lines up. So here we go. And we got ourselves a ball game here. I'll catch this on the bounce. Alec can, and he is not going to have anywhere to go as he goes down at about the 23. Kobe Cooper there makes the stop. Good shot there of the Evergreen. No, that's the Mountain View marching band. Doing a pretty good job for us tonight. All right, field clock starts. McCarthy is going to take this ball himself, breaks into the secondary there, and just continues to keep running. And he's going to make it all the way down to the 39-yard line. So a nice 15-yard run by the quarterback.
It certainly was. He kept his feet moving. He definitely earned his extra yards here.
Nice little block there by Alec Can. And he just refuses to go down. He just keeps running. Just keeps running. First and 10. Going to hand this one off. Can now looking for somewhere to go, and he is not going to find a whole lot of yards before he gets taken down.
Yeah, if you're Kelso, you got to be thinking that you got to get the stop here on this set of downs.
Yeah, you sure do.
Because without being able to really throw the football, you're going to need time on the clock. You do have 3 timeouts still.
Mm-hmm. Seth Sotheby tackles Can for the loss on that play. Quick pitch out there to the running back, trying to find some yards. And he is going to get slung to the turf. Yeah, it looks like they'll have him right there at about the 43.5 yard line.
We do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like that probably is going to be holding, and it is. That'll back Mountain View up 10. Definitely not what they needed. Mountain View sets him up. McCarthy shotgun formation this time. Alec out there on the wing for him. Drops back, has a man in the open, makes the catch out in open field. Nice strong run. He kind of runs through the first tackler.
Yeah, it looks like here that Connor Noah tries to go for the strip at first.
Yeah, that is the deal, yeah. Dominic Stevens. Good catch and a run there on that play.
Here's a big 3rd and 9 for Kelso.
Yeah, this most definitely is. Gets that ball out, gets it to Can. Can is going to be there. And I tell you what, Colby Cooper is having a very good football game.
He's having a fantastic night tonight.
Yes, he is. Red Lures a draw. That young man defensively has made a difference tonight.
He certainly has.
That will bring out the punt team here once again. 4th down and 7. So both teams here trying to get it figured out. We're 4:05 left to play in this game. It's make it or break it time.
It really is. You know,
Make
if
it
you're
or
Mountain
break
View,
it time.
if you're Mountain View, you're definitely looking to punt this ball away. Maybe even out of bounds, trying to keep it out of the hands of Josh Webb, so it can't be returned. If you're Kelso, you better utilize those timeouts, the 2 that you have.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Number 5, Miller, stands deep down there around the 20-yard line. This time he's able to get that punt off. He's going to catch it, but picks it up on the bounce, and he is not going to get much out of that at all. He'll get to the 30-yard line.
He got his bell rung.
Yeah, he sure did. Let's see here. Picks that up on the bounce. Oh, and there is some helmet-to-helmet contact there. That might be what you saw the Kelso coaching staff jumping up and down about over there. .355 left to play. Kelso down by touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Gets that ball out there right away. Makes a nice little catch and then gets out of bounds. Nice catch and run there by Dylan Davis. enough to move the chains. Clock stopped at 3:48. I'm going to give this one to Webb, who still keeps running hard. Breaks out into the open. It's a foot race between him and Alex Can, and Can is not going to be able to catch it. And that is going to be another big run by that young man.
That was impressive. I thought for sure he was going to be stopped, gained a couple yards, 3 or 4, and he makes it out of the scrum.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. Here's the replay here. Hands that ball to him.
And
just gets caught up in there. And just refuses to go down.
He finds his way out.
And Alec Can is just not going to catch him. He is a faster person. And now, I don't see a flag anywhere, but I don't see the points. Oh, there they are. Okay, the points are on the board now. Kelso will be going for 2.
Happy about something.
The officials are talking about something, not quite sure what's going on here. So the ball has been moved back to okay, so it looks like they're on the 8-yard line, so they backed it up 5. Quarterback's looking for somewhere to go, and great defensive stand there as that play kind of breaks down. It doesn't really look like it went anywhere. I mean, I'm not quite sure what they were trying to accomplish, but it didn't happen. So down by 2, 3:33 left to play in this game.
Yeah, and I think in that situation, I mean, you don't often plan for a 2-point conversion from the 8.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if it's sitting from the 2, all right, you hand the ball off to Josh Webb and you hope that he's able to power through the line, right?
Yeah, sure do. Sure do.
When it's backed up 5 yards and you're not a team that typically throws the ball, you don't have a lot in your back pocket that you can pull out at that point in time.
Yeah, and it's hard to throw a pass down there that close because, I mean, there's just not a whole lot of room.
No.
And if you do, it's got to be a quick pass.
Right.
Got to be something quick. I mean, you're not going to let people wander around back there, and they're going to let you stay open. All right, well, with that being said, Kelso's still down by 2. 3:33 left to play in the game.
I think we can almost expect an onside kick here. I mean, Kelso still has 2 timeouts, but...
Yeah, they sure do.
With the way the Mountain View has been able to chip away at the clock and continue to move the chains tonight.
Yeah, you just kind of think, and he is setting himself up for an onside kick. And he is going to get that ball. Oh, and the ball's going to be slung loose, so he's going to actually lose some yards on it too. Well, I think they had his knee down. It was down right there when he caught it. So they will get the ball right there on the 50-yard line. So it looks like everything's going to be okay on that one. So onside kick attempt doesn't go anywhere. So Mountain View's going to take the ball over on their 49-yard line. First down and 10. Quarterback's going to keep the ball this time. Runs into the Kelso defensive line. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and give him a couple of yards on this one. So they do push their way into Kelso territory and make it to the 48. Kelso uses one of its 2 timeouts. Each team now has 1 timeout left. 3:24 left to play. Looks like 2nd down and 7. They need to get to the 41-yard line for the first down.
And a first down at this point will essentially seal the game.
Yeah, most definitely. They could definitely seal the game with that. I definitely do expect Mountain View to stay aggressive in this series and not just play not to lose. Oh. And there is a nice strong run again from the quarterback. It's going to get down to the 45-yard line. No flags on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
It looks like Kelso is going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
So that is Kelso no longer has any timeouts left. Stopping the clock at 4:13 left to play. This is a quick game. Second half a little slower than the first, but this game's moving right along here.
You know, I was going to call you out on that earlier about the announcer's curse that we talked about in the first game.
Right.
I thought we could be going into overtime.
Yeah. There we go. Quarterback's going to keep this one again. He's not going to get to the first down marker before he is stood up. We'll see where they give forward momentum because he'll be pretty close. And that will bring up 4th down. So big play. Clock is going to continue to run. I'm sure Mountain View will run as much time off the clock. 25 seconds on the field clock. So they can essentially get this down under a minute 2:20 before they have to run a play. They're going to take it, and based on where the official is stopping, it does not look like they got the first down. And Mountain View is going to turn the ball over on downs here. It's making this game a little more exciting as the clock stops with 2:28, and Kelso does stop them. So now Mountain View definitely on the hot seat right now, all right?
They definitely are. You know, this is going to be interesting. Kelso's going to have to change their game just a little bit from what they've been doing tonight with having no timeouts left. You've got 57 yards to go with 2:28 left.
Yeah. Going to get that ball up the field, and he's going to get some good yards out of that, and he's going to go out of bounds. Stopping the clock at 2:21. Can't forget now, we don't know if Kelso has got a kicking game too. So
yeah, we haven't seen a field goal yet tonight.
Don't know how far their place kicker does actually kick the ball. Jaden Kay lined up here on the outside, number 80. He's caught a couple of passes already this game. Definitely somebody to keep your eye on if they're going to throw the ball. I'm sure he'd be somebody they'd be looking at.
I think he's definitely a target.
As it's set up, double move, and has the catch right there. Clock will stop until they move the chain, so they'll go ahead and try to get in here as quick as they can. Clock's wind. Going to hand this ball off to Josh Webb this time. Webb's going to go get across the 40. Go down at about the 37-yard line. Dylan Davis comes back into the game. Coaches on the sidelines definitely getting excited about getting this play going. Once again, slot receivers on the far side. Drops back. Hook and ladder play that they're going to give there to Josh Webb. That will bring up third down. So there it is right there. No hook and ladder. Mountain View right there to make the tackle. Josh Webb once again sidesteps, gets back into the middle of the field, and Josh is going to get all the way down to, looks like just about the 17-yard line. 55 seconds left to play in this game.
Kelso has their field goal kicker warming up on their sideline.
Yeah, I do see that. So, and again, as they roll out, looking for somebody down the field. That ball is thrown out of bounds. The intended receiver is Dylan Davis. That stops the clock, though, at a minute 38. At 38 seconds left to play.
Yeah, that's a good play there. He didn't really have anybody open. He put it in a spot where if it is caught, only his receiver can catch it and get out of bounds. And if not, the ball's sailing out of bounds anyway to stop the clock.
So they must feel like that they're close enough. 2nd and 10. So I guess they do feel like they're close enough for the kicker. They're going to pass this ball off.
Give me
30 seconds down to 29. Not quite sure what's going on here. They're going to go ahead and stop the clock here. So here comes the field goal team. The pressure's on now here for the Kelso kicker.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've got a soft spot in my heart for kickers. This is what kickers live for right here.
Yeah, number 84, Smith. There we go. We're ready to go here. 22 seconds left to play. Down to 3 seconds. The kick is up, and it is good. And Kelso goes up by a point with 17 seconds left to play in the game. Smith on the 27-yard field goal.
And they
take the lead.
And they almost didn't get it off.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't get the snapper in there with 6 seconds left on the play clock. I'm surprised they got the snap off.
Yeah, me too.
And if they would have been backed up 5 yards, I don't know if Smith would have had the distance.
Yeah, he might not have. He might not have been able to get that one in there
through the uprights. I mean, it was close. Well, this game has certainly played out to everything we expected it
sure
to
did.
be.
It sure did. It sure did.
It's been fantastic.
This has been a tough 2 weeks for Mountain View.
It certainly has. I mean, the game's not over yet. We still got 17 seconds.
We sure do.
And Riley McCarthy and Alec Can are on the field for Mountain View, so they can do some special things.
Yeah, they sure can. They sure can. And here we go. Kelso's keep this one on the ground. And Kelso may have gotten the ball back on the onside kick.
Let's go. No, don't get it.
And Kelso does get on the ball, and that is going to be the end of the football game. I do not believe it.
Go, baby.
Kelso comes back to win this football game 29-28.
What a comeback. Kelso has come back, and they have played with a lot of heart in this second half.
They sure have. They sure have.
With this win, their destiny is still in their hands. If they beat Hudson's Bay next week, it gives them a share of the league title.
Yep, it sure does. It sure
with this
does.
With this loss, Mountain View, they still got to wait.
Yeah.
If Prairie beats Evergreen next week, they're eliminated. If Evergreen wins, they can go ahead and they can take second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's still a lot on the line for both of these teams.
This will be the first time in a long time that Mountain View does not make it to the playoffs.
And it's been
if they
two rough weeks for Mountain View.
It sure has.
Two heartbreaking games.
It sure has. So I tell you what, I mean, it just came down to the second half of play. Well, actually, the fourth quarter, and it came down to who had the ball last. We're going to show some highlights here, and here is the big touchdown right there.
Josh
and that's
Webb.
the Josh Webb right at the beginning of the game.
He's had a fantastic evening tonight. This one here is McCarthy.
Alec Tacan. I mean, no, that's actually
Dominic Stevens.
Dominic Stevens, yeah, exactly. Nice little run here by the quarterback. Puts Mountain View back on top. This is the big run that ties the game up right here. He just refuses to go down. This young man on an 80-yard jaunt for the big touchdown. Good job there on that play. Alec Can to regain the lead there. And here's McCarthy, just another hard runner. Just finding space, getting into it right now, and finding the end zone. Just being a bloodhound, sniffing out that end zone.
And at that point, Mountain View thought they put the game out of reach.
Yeah, they did. They did. And then the big block punt, special teams right there. Special teams, definitely the nice scoop and score. And that's also the young man who falls on the fumble at the end of the game. So he had quite a game himself. Here's the big run here by Josh Webb. One of the big runs. This young man has had big runs all night long. And it's just a foot race. Just a foot race. Picture there of the Mountain View team, just
heartbroken.
Just feeling devastated right now. They had a tough 2 weeks. Lost a big game last week against Evergreen, and comes back and loses a game here to Kelso. These guys they put up a fight.
Yeah,
they've got themselves in a situation to where things didn't go their way. Now they got to hope and pray. I mean, this is probably the first time they're ever going to vote for Evergreen to win a game.
Yeah, they certainly will, it's this Mountain View team has played tough 2 weeks in a row, and it's heartbreaking. there's that old saying where you hate losing more than you love winning, and that's definitely what they're feeling right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
They're
most
gonna remember
definitely.
these 2 weeks for a while. But Kelso did a great job tonight. They played with a lot of heart, came out on top.
Yeah,
They
take
controlled their
nothing
own
away
destiny.
from Kelso. They came out and played hard. Josh Webb, unofficially, I had to be 200 plus. We didn't have a stat person up here tonight to kind of help us out with that, but just it had to be 200 plus easily.
Oh, absolutely.
So with that being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight on Clark County Friday Night Football, the doubleheader here at McKenzie Stadium. This is EPS Sports. Rod Lawrence and Ryan Vassbinder. We'll see you next time. You guys have a great night.